The Niners just wrapped up a day 9 of their training camp, and this is the 3rd day in a row, so tomorrow they will have it off. In this video, I hope to outline some of the best performers both on the offense and defensive side of the ball, but I'm not going to be highlighting the quarterback competition as I've already broken that down in a previous video. Starting out, traveling not too far from the quarterback position, moving into the wide receiver position, Willie Snead is a guy who went off today. I know Brandon Aiyuk had his fair share of great practices throughout this training camp, but I would have to say today I give all the props to Willie Snead. The first shot he caught was from Brandon Allen, and then later in practice he made probably the best play of the entire day, catching a throw from Trey Lance in the end zone. On this touchdown pass, Samuel Womack had great coverage. It was a 25-yard touchdown pass from Trey Lance, and on this play, Snead just kind of mossed Womack. Jumping into year 2 guy that I've mentioned a couple of times throughout camp, and he's really impressed me from the leap he's made from year 1 to year 2 in both his strength and how well he plays the position, runs his route, is Danny Gray. He's truly becoming a complete wide receiver. For instance, throughout camp, we've seen Danny Gray get it done a variety of ways, whether it be over the middle or outside routes. But today, we even saw a Gray beat Jamison, who's done fantastic throughout this camp as well, with a curl route on 3rd and 12. Also showing Danny Gray's clutchness. But moving in to another aspect of Danny Gray's game that will be great no matter who's quarterback is him in the running game. Today, he ran a reverse and got like 20-25 yards on the play, and it was explosive. Some players don't run as quickly as they test, but Gray is a guy who truly has that 4.3 football speed, and it's impressive. Ray McCloud also had a quietly solid day, catching a few passes, both from Lance and Darnold. With those wide receivers out of the way, moving into the tight end position group, I would say the biggest impact player today was Cameron Latu. He made a 15-yard grab on the sideline, and it's impressive because he's struggled to make those grabs earlier in camp, so I like seeing that progression out of him. Kittle and Willis have both had passes broken up when they were targeted, but all these tight ends are looking extremely strong in their running blocks as well as their pass blocking. Speaking about run blocking, let's speak about the running backs today. Starting out with Christian McCaffrey. This guy is an absolute stud. I think he's the best running back across the entire NFL. And today he continues to show that, whether it be in the passing game or running game. Much like the wide receiver room, another year 2 player that's made a considerable jump is Jordan Mason. The first year he looked like a built pro, but this offseason, I think he even came back in better shape and is quicker than he was last year. He's also a lot more decisive in his runs and an aggressive runner. Today, he also did well in the pass game, specifically on one-on-ones. Another back that was impressive was Kalen LeBourne, the nation's former #1 back. LeBourne has looked explosive both in the running game and passing game, but something that has continued to impress me is how well he is as a pass blocker, and you can even see this on his college film. A down note for the running back room, it seems like Elijah Mitchell is still being held out with the abductor strain Kyle Shanahan mentioned. Finally, wrapping up the running back room, talking about TDP, he continues to look explosive and much more decisive than his rookie year. I'm expecting him to push for a roster spot. This is the deepest room I think the Niners have, and I'm impressed by Bobby Turner. I think this guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Bouncing now over to the defensive side of the ball, and players that impressed me over there, we're starting out with the linebacking position, as the Niners are known for their killer linebackers, and today Dre Greenlaw led the rush. He snuffed out Christian McCaffrey on his screen. I think Greenlaw is one of the best side-to-side linebackers in the game and is an all-pro linebacker. A big reason why the Niners have been so dominant on their linebacking core is their ability to draft guys later in the rounds. And today, it looks like Jalen Graham is another one of those stills. Throughout camp, he's looked strong in the run game, but today he nearly came away with his first interception. he nearly picked it off from Sam Darnold when he was targeting Braden Willis in coverage. With up-and-coming stars in this linebacking position like D. Winters, Jalen Graham, and Marcelino McCray-Ball, I think the Niners are set for the upcoming years. Moving on to another position that I think has a ton of depth, the defensive line position has impressed me so far in camp. Specifically, Drake Jackson continues his strong outing, even recording a sack today on Sam Darnold. Taco Charlton, the other defensive end the Niners recently signed, also looks unblockable in one-on-ones, and I wouldn't be surprised if he could possibly still out a 53-man roster spot. Spencer Waege, the defensive end and defensive tackle from North Dakota State, also was impressive today. He was able to sniff out a play designed for Jordan Mason on the screen, and throughout camp, he does look like he has an extremely quick first step. So the Niners might have also gotten another undrafted free agent still here, something to keep an eye out, considering Chris Kasarik usually gets the most out of these guys. Now moving in to Steve Wilks' specialty, the defensive backs position, let's talk about how the corners performed today. Charvarius Ward broke up a pass intended for George Kittle, but another player that's been turning heads throughout training camp has been Deshaun Jamison. Today, Jamison was beat deep by Danny Gray, but he didn't panic on the play, recovered, and came up with a pass breakup when Sam Darnold underthrew the wide receiver. And today we also saw Jamison move in to the nickel competition, with him seeing reps on the slot. Another player who played well in the secondary up to this point has been Samuel Womack, but today wasn't his best performance, giving up a touchdown pass to Willie Snead and also had pass interference on Ray McCloud. Now going deeper into the secondary, the safety position, some players stuck out today. Talanoa Hufanga didn't practice. It does seem like it was just a rest day for Talanoa Hufanga. With that being said, the other starter, Gibson, did practice and he performed well, having a pass breakup on a pass from Sam Darnold. With the absence of Talanoa Hufanga, a safety that impressed today was Taylor Hawkins. He broke up a pass intended for Jauan Jennings, but also had a nice stop on the run play. So this is just what stood out to me today in training camp, and I'd love to hear who stood out to you. It would also mean a ton to me if you liked and subscribed. And as always, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.